Good afternoon and welcome to the Winter Gardens Blackpool. It's day 2 of the PDC World Matchplay darts and a double session of darts on the way on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page. I'm Mark Wilson and alongside me 2 former PDC stars, pillars of our coverage on talkSPORT. It's Paul Nicholson and Chris Mason. Good afternoon, fellas. Are we well? Are we recovering after a good day? What?
Yep, afternoon, pal. Afternoon, everybody. Yeah, it was some way to start this year's World Matchplay. Last night, it couldn't have been any more dramatic.
Really enjoyed last night. I thought even the people who lost, apart from maybe Cameron Menzies, I think people turned up, people were ready. Cammy looked a little bit like he was caught in headlights for the first 6 or 7 legs. He'd obviously given himself too much to do, but people turned up and played brilliantly. Wade getting a personal best average here says a lot about last night because he's been playing here for 20 years.
Yeah, he has. 62nd appearance on the stage for him, and he produced, as Paul said, his best ever World Matchplay average in beating Joe Cullen. He beat him well as well. Just a quick look at what we've got coming up. Double session of darts. We start with Damon Heta against Andrew Gilding, Rob Cross, Dirk van Duijvenbode, Peter Wright against Jermaine Wattimena, and Dave Chisnall against Mike de Decker. Then we're back tonight from 7 o'clock here, so it's a double header. Gary Anderson against Luke Woodhouse, Johnny Clayton against Martin Schindler, Luke Littler against Ryan Searle, and Stephen Bunting against Ryan Joyce. One thing we do know, Chris Mason, is we're going to have a different champion because the defending champion has gone out. Luke Humphries beaten last night in an absolute cracker by Jan van Veen.
Yeah, it was a superb match, and well, all the nightmares from 12 months ago have permanently gone out of the Van Veen memory bank because he was literally outstanding, and Luke Humphries did what we expect, kept pegging him back, kept making him work hard, leg on leg pressure, scoreboard pressure. He had everything thrown at him, and Van Veen just managed to find a way to win, which is something he's added to his arsenal, Nico. Yeah,
very much so. I was very impressed with Jan van Veen last night. He was 3-2 down at the break, and you thought at that point when Humphries took out 1-4-6 to have that lead, you thought it doesn't really matter what Van Veen's going to do. Humphries is going to find the answer because he tends to do that in that kind of format, in that kind of game. But last night Van Veen was stoic. He didn't show a great deal of emotion until the very end, and that's possibly a defining performance for him to maybe kick on to the next phase of his career.
Yeah, Humphries was 2-0 down and reeled off 3 legs, including that 1-4-6 in leg 5 to go into the break and leg up, and I thought that may have stunned Van Veen, but he was having none of it. And second break 5 apiece, and then it just played itself out. It was a fabulous match, fabulous advert for the game.
We've seen Van Veen win for the first time on the Pro Tour, this year. How far can he go here, Nico?
Well, I don't mean to get caught up in what he did last night, but is there actually any reason why he can't win the tournament? I don't think so. Someone like him, he might be like Daryl Gurney. He might not be someone who hoovers up a lot of Players' Championship titles or maybe European Tour events. He might just be an absolute dynamite major player and pick up more of those than fringe events like European Tours. He's been to 2 finals of those, lost to Van Gerwen in a couple, but he might find more comfort with these kind of crowds and these kind of tournaments.
If Richie Woodhouse can win the Europeans, Jan van Veen can win the World Matchplay.
Yeah, he could indeed. He takes on his good mate Danny Noppert in the next round. The top quarter of the draw played out last night. Danny Noppert, 10-2 winner over Cameron Menzies. An absolute nightmare debut for Menzies, highlighted by busting his score on 178. I've never seen it before.
Yeah, pressure in this place can scramble your mind, and he just didn't know where he was, and instinct took over.
He was dizzy last night. He looked it on the walk on. Danny was just typical Danny, averaging 96. It could have been and maybe should have been just a smidgen better, but he plays like he's a certain level even when he's not on his game. There's so much more in the tank for Danny, but he can stick it in 96 and make it look like an 86.
Well, he missed a lot of doubles last night, and he knows that's going to have to improve. But how hard is it, Chris, when you're playing someone? There was nothing coming back from Menzies.
Yeah, and you tend to not coast, but you start where I mean, when it went 5-0, and Danny would have been thinking, am I going to drop a leg here? And then it's an unnecessary distraction, because he would have expected a really tough match with Cameron Menzies. I think they were 2-2 in terms of head-to-head going into that game. but it can happen in sport. You know, you put all the hours in, you're in the practice. I should imagine if you spoke to Cam, he'd tell you in the practice room he was in everything, and then you just walk on that stage and it just don't work.
We lost another seed last night, former champion Nathan Aspinall, firm fan favourite last night, but Russell Nyman beating fair and square last night, Nico. Really good performance on debut.
Yeah, it really was. He looked composed. He could have been flustered by his debut. He wasn't. And I think he showed Cameron Menzies how it could have been done. And it proves as well, I know Russell Nyman over the last few years has had his troubles on and off the dartboard. But now I think we need to focus on just how good he is, because he was up against an Aspinall who was fully fit, was fully ready. Yes, he was under rankings pressure, but he wasn't playing like that. He was playing a game and constantly looking at his opponent on the stage saying, what have I got to do to get over you? And it's like he needed pogo sticks on his shoes just to try and get over him. Nothing was going to beat Nyman last night. He was so deflecting of the pressure and the brilliance that came back at him from Aspinall, who multiple times took out tumpless finishes to peg him back. Nyman was just having a dream debut against the champion from 2 years ago.
Yeah, and to try and just put some sort of skin on the bone in terms of how hard it was for Menzies on debut. Russell Nyman was the first win in the last 11 debutants here at the match play. The only win of the last 11. And that performance was the second highest ever debut average, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's actually the biggest ever winning debut average, because the biggest one on debut was a loss for Nathan Aspinall 6 years ago against Mervyn King. So fair play to Nyman. He's just proven to the entire darting world just how good he is.
And it tees up a second round clash with James Wade. Both players averaging, well, their best ever average. Obviously Nyman's was going to be his best. It was his first ever, but we mentioned Wade earlier on, who destroyed Joe Cullen, who did very little wrong. Just had one awkward moment when he busted his score on 108 going, hit 2 treble 19s, but he never got a look in, did he, Cullen, last night?
Yeah, Joe was closed out an awful lot, and I think if we're going to remember the first night of the World Matchplay like we are right now, we can't go any further than saying that James Wade in his own mind has got a plan in how to win matches. That's about as close as I've ever seen him to plan A executed 100%, because he used 3 doubles in the entire game, tops 10s, and the very last start was double 5. It was simply unbelievable.
It was the only time we mentioned.
He rarely got.
He went for it.
Yeah, he rarely got to double 5
Yeah.
because he was hitting tops and 10s. I mean, the damage was done, and you're spot on, Nico. Cullen was just closed out in the early stage of that match. First 8 or 9 legs, James Wade was averaging above 110.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, you know, we talk about it a lot. When those kind of numbers going in, it's round 1 of the match play. He becomes unplayable because you need to play yourself in. Cullen just couldn't get in. First break, 4-1 down. You know, it's all over.
Yeah, so they're all through. Right, what about today's action then? We'll work backwards. Last game on today, Dave Chisnall not been in the greatest of form, it has to be said, this year. Has reached a couple of Players' Championship semi-finals, but the Euro Tour's been a little bit barren for him. Normally his feasting ground, isn't it? He takes on Mike De Decker, their first meeting here at Blackpool.
If Dave Chisnall's going to go through a lull for the next couple of years, it wouldn't be a surprise to anybody, because he has had peaks and troughs in his career. We don't really know where Dave's at right now, but playing De Decker as the Belgian #1 right now, the World Grand Prix champion, this might be good timing for Mike to get Dave, because even in this place, which is his local tournament, the closest thing to where he lives in Morecambe, it hasn't been going well here either, even when he has been having good seasons. The deck is stacked against Chisnall this afternoon. He's going to have to turn up. If he doesn't, we're going to have a Belgian in the last 16.
See what you did there, Nico. I like it. In terms of averages, post-World Championships, Mike De Decker is the 22nd best player, 94.82 post-Christmas. Dave Chisnall down at 46. Now, Dave Chisnall's normally a player we associate with the guys that are in the sort of top 5 or 6, isn't it, Paul? Who are, you know, around the 98, 99s and 100s.
Yeah, we're talking about 2 of the best 180 hitters we've seen as far as the last 2 or 3 years in De Decker. Chisnall, one of the best 180 hitters ever. But if I were to back someone to get more maximums in this game, I'd go for De Decker right now.
Well, we went through the card yesterday, didn't we? Seedorf or shock type thing, that Dedeker, he's not the seeded player, but he'd be the favourite to win this one.
I would have thought it'd be a big fair, especially when you look at the numbers, and the odds compilers pretty much do what we do in terms of sort of digging to try and find sequences or patterns or just patterns of play without too much recency bias. But those kind of numbers are impossible to ignore because it's a real downward trend. I mean, there was a surprise win for Chisnall. It was just one of those days. I think he made the final of a Pro Tour and he beat Mike Dedeker with 104 average and 55% on doubles, but that was an anomaly, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much an anomaly, because over the course of the last 6 to 9 months it's been sketchy, and Dave's not someone to give a great deal away in interviews and media stuff he does, the odd bit of social media, so we have to look at the numbers more with Dave because we don't get as much word coming back from him, and the data says that Mike will be the favourite.
Yeah, okay. There is a pattern for Jermaine Wattimena. He takes on Peter Wright. He's never won here in Blackpool. 4 visits, 4 defeats. First time back though in 4 years.
Yeah, he'll be very happy to be back, but at the back of his mind he'll be saying to himself, well, not much has changed out there, and I'm going to have to slay the demons. Some players come here and don't win. Some people come here and win very rarely. Doesn't matter about reputation. This place cares not for reputation. If you don't perform, you will not win. He's up against someone who has climbed the mountain here 4 years ago. Peter Wright is someone that nobody's talking about in this tournament. Spoke to him briefly this morning. He looks lean, he looks mean, his complexion is absolutely impeccable. They are good signs. It means he's got a truckload of energy. He doesn't have to expel it this afternoon, but if he is sharp enough with the darts, he's going to cause Wattimena problems.
Yeah, and Peter's won 7 of their last 8 meetings. I mean, you have to go back a bit, and of course, for me, they're both 2 different players. This version of Wattimena is night and day to the one that has turned up here 4 times and not got a win. However, after Paul seeing Peter and him looking so well and so focused, you just can never write him off. We've done it we don't write him off, but we don't make him.
He proved at the Worlds when he beat Humphries.
Yeah.
He's still got an A game that maybe B and C have eased off a little bit.
Yeah, and he's not going to like big 15 seed. He's trying to protect something. He's wanting to have his last couple of chapters in his career. He's not going anywhere. He still wants to do this, and in order to stay where he is in the top 16, he has to succeed. He's got to beat people like Jermaine on days like today.
Yeah, and if it is age, he's leaning down, he's getting fitter. That tells me he wants more hockey time.
Okay, Rob Cross, Dirk van Duijvenbode. Is there going to be an upset here?
Neither way would be an upset, would it? If anybody won that game,
3-3 on the head-to-head.
Yeah.
First time they've met here.
I just can't call it. They both have incredibly high ceilings, but they both can play absolutely ordinary at the same time. More often than not, after putting in a monstrous performance, they back it up with something that I can't even work out, Nico.
Yeah, this game could genuinely be anything. You could get 20 legs in this game with an 11-9 scoreline. Either way, you could have no 180s, or you could have 25. It is obvious that both of these guys have got talent, but it's so fleeting with these 2.
Off the fence, who's winning?
Dirk.
Good, full house. Damon Heta, Andrew Gilding, Nick and I'll be taking you through that. You are watching along, listening along on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us there. Please like and subscribe. You'll have seen the interviews going up with yesterday's winners. We'll have more of those going up this afternoon and this evening, all the way through the tournament as well. Nick and I on game 1. Mace, who's going to win, Heta or Gilding?
I just, again, with how good Heta's been recently and winning a Pro Tour, he's playing some lovely stuff. And because if this was a race to 6, I probably could give Gilding a lot more of a shout. But Heta, he's beginning to work out how to play himself into that perfect tempo.
Okay, players are not too far away then from heading on to the stage. Most will be back with Dance game 2. Rob Cross, Dirk van Duijvenbode, game 4 this afternoon. Chisnall against Dedeker. We're getting ready for the opening game. Just see the officials making their way onto the stage as we're about to get underway. Day 2, it's a double header here on Sunday. It's a Super Sunday as well. Open golf over on talkSPORT 2 this afternoon as well. So plenty of live sport to take you through another bumper day. We're here at Blackpool, not a ticket to be had. Let's get to our MC, John McDonald.
Sports from the iconic Winter Gardens, Blackpool! Hello and a very special welcome to the Betfred World Matchplay, brought to you by the PDC. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands joining us live and the millions joining us around the world, it's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome from England, the winner of the UK Open, a World Grand Prix quarter-finalist. Ladies and gentlemen, taking part in the 6th World Matchplay, Goldfinger, Andrew Gilding!
Andrew Gilding almost looked surprised when John McDonald called his name out then, and then he took an eternity to sign his autograph, like he was signing a cheque to buy a house or something. He was taking his time there, Goldfinger, but he's here. 6th appearance here, has been to the quarterfinals last year, and we're hoping to improve on that. He's been in good nick and beat Damon Heta in their last 2 meetings recently as well.
Yeah, we can't ignore that, but those meetings weren't here. A place where Damon Heta has impressed in the past and has also infuriated crowds with his walk-ons to do with cricket. It'll be interesting to see if he's got anything up his sleeve this afternoon. But I get the feeling that Andrew, who is very unassuming, I think that's the right word to describe him, he'll just approach this game like any other. He'll go up there, he'll get comfortable, he acknowledge a couple of people in the crowd right there, but he's up against the man who's going to be on fire on this walk-on, Damon Heta, wearing the fire-flying hat. He's got plenty of fans out there as well.
The winner of 13 PDC titles, ladies and gentlemen, the Heat, Damon Heta!
It's not the first time this walk-on song's been played here, Mark. This used to be the walk-on song for Darren Webster. Funnily enough, the ex-roommate of Andrew Gilding.
Well, there you go. Damon Heta always strikes me as a man who's loving life as a PDC star. Always got a smile on his face, and why wouldn't he have? Recent winner of a Players' Championship event. He's been to a European Tour final this year as well. He's been on the World Series of darts as well, and he'll be looking forward to heading back down under and getting an appearance on home soil in the next few weeks as well. But it has been a mixed bag for him here, hasn't he? He's had 3 first-round exits, but he did make a quarter-final, and he'll be at least hoping to get that far again.
Absolutely. This section of the draw is really, really interesting. Quite a few people I've spoken to over the last week think that there is a big opportunity here for Damon potentially, but he is in the same section of the draw as Rob Cross and Dirk van Duijvenbode. The winner of this game will play either Cross or Dirk, but you can't look that far ahead. You've got to focus on the game that you are in, and I think this is a really good draw time-wise for these two, because the heat is not going to climb in the Winter Gardens for at least another hour or two. Get out there when it's nice and placid. Give the crowd a chance to warm themselves up in your first game of the tournament. And Damon would like to get the job done, do his media stuff, move on, and come back on Wednesday night to take on someone else.
Yeah, he's just thrown his flame hat into the crowds. I'll tell you what, he's dancing shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, what would you give it out of 10? Probably about a 3?
You're being generous. He's not getting 3 from me for that, but he's up on stage. His darts, we'll give him 9 out of 10 for that. Hopefully he'll live up to that today. Heta against Gilding kicks us off. Cross van Duijvenbode, Wright against Wattimena, Chisnall, Decker, all here on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel this afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Please like and subscribe. double session of darts awaits. Capacity crowd. Damon Heta, 37 years of age. I'll tell you what, he's long odds to win this title, isn't it? Well, those were a little bit disrespectful, but he's still got to do it in a really big event, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you look at some Australian players over the years, in certain major events, they've thrived. I mean, Simon Whitlock was a ninja at the European Championship. He won it and he made multiple finals. Australian players haven't had a great deal of joy in this event. So maybe he can be the leading light of Oceania coming to the Winter Gardens. This is a difficult first round draw. You're playing Andrew in 2025, not 2014 when he made his debut. He lost 10-0 on debut to Adrian Lewis. But Lewis was at the peak of his powers then. This is Damon Heta, this is 2025, and Damon has got the darts in the first leg.
Just seen a great stat. Damon Heta has won 72% of his games, the second highest winning rate. Look, where there's a darts competition, Damon Heta will bring his darts and give you a game.
That's exactly right. Some of these statistics, Mark, are misleading because some of them in the world rankings don't play everything. Damon plays everything. Wherever something's happening, he's there. But he is going to go back to Australia as soon as this tournament's over to get ready for the World Series.
He is indeed. Heta with a throw then, first to 10 unless we get to 9-9. You've got to win by 2 clear legs here in Blackpool. Heta on throws down to 3-4-4. Gilding at the hockey on 4-11. He's in the red bit. Drifts into the single 5 and then single 19. So a steady start from both early on.
Yeah, Damon wearing his quintessential white and red dart shirt. Flights are exactly the same colour scheme. He's been fiddling with his grip pattern on his barrel over the course of his career. He seems to be getting used to what he's got now. And like Mace has mentioned on our coverage a couple of days, in our coverage last night and in our preview on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel, he is gradually getting to where he wants to be rhythm-wise. He's got 2.59 here. He's down on the 19s and gets a treble to start. He'll stay there. Gets a single. So had the option of going for the bull or the 19s, gets another single 19 to leave 164.
Yeah, Gilding on 267. If Heta is your epitome of a modern day darts player, then you'd have to say Mr. Gilding is your old school darts player. He uses those darts, the old ones that you find in the pub, the real brass bombers they look like. Heta though looking for 164, treble 19, he's hit another one of those to leave the ball. Oh, he's got it. Bullseye for a showstopper in leg 1. Oh wow, he likes his cricket. He'd be putting his arms out, signalling a wide. That was a shocking effort at the bull.
That would have been so personally important had he got that bull. Andrew isn't on the bullseye for the 170. He misses the second treble 20. Heta's got 40 here to take this first leg of the contest. Number 7 seed going at the top of the board. Tops right in the middle. Absolutely spot on. And funny enough, Mark, yesterday his close pal Ben Robb from New Zealand, who has played at the Worlds and been covered on talkSPORT and its Darts Network over the last few years, won the Pacific Masters against Raymond Smith with a 164 on the bull yesterday. So maybe that would have been quite synchronised by Damon, but he does take that first leg of the contest.
He does. 140 for Gilding, followed by 134 for Heta, and that tops was right in the middle. He enjoyed that one. Gilding will enjoy this visit if he can fill it up. Not quite. We don't get the thumbs up from Andrew just yet.
He's missed a trick, hasn't he, with the merch? Andrew Gilding should have had the foam thumbs made. For every time he hits a maximum, everybody can raise the foam thumb.
They are, well, we've seen Heta's hat. I am of the knowledge that Stephen Bunting is bringing out a Bunting teddy bear. That'll be hitting your merchandise stand soon. They're cashing in, these boys.
I will reserve my opinion until I see it.
It looks pretty good.
Is it really good?
Yeah,
okay.
he showed me. I'm not sure that is actually officially public knowledge, but it is coming out. You'll see them soon.
It is now.
It is now. No secrets safe. 1-2-1 for Gilding to level up the match. Doesn't have to go for it because Heta's on 173, but he's hit treble 20. Now he's having a think.
Treble 7 probably. Oh, he decides to go 25. I don't like that play at all. For someone who likes tops as much as he does, the right play there is treble 7. because even if you don't get it, you get a big 14, you lead tops. He has left tops, but accidentally. He could have hit the bull, he could have been cornered on double 4. He's got away with it this time. Does he hit tops to make it 1-1?
Yeah. Well, watch Heta hit it in leg 1. Gilding can't find it in leg 2. 2 10s. Tied it up. Well, 1-1 then here on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Race to 10 for a place in round 2. Winner of this one will take on either Rob Cross or Dirk van Duijvenbode, who meet next.
Damon's record isn't that sparkling at the Winter Gardens yet, but he has had an incredible win on this stage over Brendan Dolan by 11 legs to 1. So when you play Brendan, you've got to be patient. Same sort of rhythm in this game, so the awkwardness of Andrew's idiosyncrasies, it won't bother Damon one little bit.
No. Mentioned they met a couple of times in Leicester just a few weeks ago on the Pro Tour, and Gilding won both those meetings in the latter stages as well.
Andrew made the quarterfinals last year, and that was a bit of a surprise to some people because at that time his form was sliding just a little bit. Over the course of the last 12 months, he has resuscitated himself a little bit better, and he's more of a threat now. Great 140 there from Heta. He just missed out on the maximum, which would have been the first of the contest, but somewhat appropriately, he's left 180 in this third leg.
Yeah. Don't bust it like Menzies did the 178 last night.
He's never going to live that down, is he?
We just thought he was going to lay up on single 18, and he whacked it in the treble. 180 reduced by 20. Would like a treble himself here, but he's blocked a little bit of the bed. Can't find it. So 120 left, but he's got a little bit of breathing room here.
Yeah, he has. Gilding at 249 after 9 darts. Not a good scoring performance so far, but he can get himself back in the leg with this. 2 treble 20s. Number 3, just a little bit short, but he's on 109 now. Heta's looking for Shanghai 20s to take a 2-1 lead. Single 20. It's just underneath, but he's going to go across the hockey and try and get it past. Can't quite get there, it's just a little bit high. So Gilding does have a chance to break and take a 2-1 lead here with Heta left on 60.
Yeah, 109 then. Treble 20 will be his target. He's hit it right in the middle. Now he's got options. Single 9 leaves tops for a breaker throw just underneath the target. First break opportunity missed.
Depends where this single 20 goes for Heta on the 60 checkout. It's quite high, so he has to move a little bit to his right. Tops is now open, misses it just low and to the right, so has to go back to his original position for double 10. Hits it about a third up from double 15, the next double down on the board, and he liked that shot just to keep his holding of throw at 100% in this match in the early stages. 2-1 Damon.
Yeah, I guess it's almost a mini match, isn't it? We've got breaks after 5 and 10. You want to get into that first break in front, especially if you, like Heta, have got the throw in the odd numbered legs.
Absolutely right. Stay strong on your own throw and then mount an assault on theirs. And I think it takes a little bit of time to figure out best of 19 darts when you play a shorter format most of the season. But by the time you get to the quarters, and these both have made the quarterfinals, if you can be good at best of 31 darts and more, you can't go far wrong in your career. That's what the great players do. And as world number 7 now, Damon Heta, if he wants to go higher, he's going to have to be good at those formats.
Yeah, he is. He's proved a master at the short form, picking up Pro Tour titles on a regular basis. Wants a big one. Gilding, of course, has won one of the majors, won the UK Open. Who's going to prevail here? Heta's got a chance here. He's only 60 behind as he comes to the board. First start above the treble and the second. Steady ton for Heta. He's got a chance here.
Gilding's the first Goldfinger to play at the Winter Gardens, but Damon is the second Heat to have played here because Dennis Ovens played here a few times. He was on the end of a 9-darter from Raymond van Barneveld 15 years ago.
Dennis Ovens, as Gilding has an unfortunate bounce out of the board there. He's on 161, Heta's on 201, and Heta's in the red bit, so he's on a finish. Can he slot another one in? Oh, he can. That's a good visit from Heta. Pressure on Gilding now.
Yeah, that was really aggressive from Damon. He could have gone for the bullseye to leave a 2-darter, but didn't. Got the 140 to leave 61. Gilding's not going to take out 100 more than that. Now, what does he do with his last start after 2 single 20s? He went for the bullseye, slips into the 15 to leave 106. Damon's got that chance to break now on 61. He's got a 25. Double 18. Just a little bit high by a centimetre. Dart 3. Lovely nestling shot into the middle of that double 18 bed to get the first breaker throw in this contest. And he showed his gumption with a little mini celebration there to take a 3-1 lead.
He did. Guaranteed to be in front, 50% on his doubles. He'll be in front at the break, but will it be 3-2 or will it be 4-1? He's got the throw here and he goes off for the 2 treble visit.
There are 2 people in the top 10 of the world, Mark, who really do belong there, but being there, doing what they're doing is unbelievable. Stephen Bunting and Damon Heta are people who are there for very different reasons, but they have one thing in common. They're both ranking points vacuums. Wherever they go, they're constantly picking stuff up. Very rarely do they have empty days where they don't get something. Damon's left 271 here after 6 darts. Depending on what Andrew does here from 401, which isn't much with 44, called by Kirk Bevins, Damon can do whatever he likes. He might not need the 19s.
No, he's just going route 1, straight down the middle. 2 treble 20s. Is this our first max? It is. And a bit of emotion from Heta.
I thought he was going to do the hacker there. He is part Kiwi after all. But the first max belongs to Australia's number 1. And he's got 91 to take a 4-1 lead into the first break.
We will be interviewing him should he win. We'll have to ask him about the British and Irish Lions, see if he watched that yesterday. Of course, it was live on talkSPORT yesterday, and 91 is taken out on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. And the heat is on fire. 4-1 he leads. 98.26 the average, 57% on his doubles. Pretty good start to Heta's Winter Gardens campaign.
Yeah, lovely first session from Damon. It was a lovely temperature about the game the first couple of legs, then all of a sudden Damon starts turning the dial, cranking up the heat to level 3, level 4, and then at the end he takes out 271 in 6. The maximum to leave 91, single 17, treble 14, double 16. The combination was spot on, and I think a 4-1 lead is very just.
It is indeed. Gilding is going to have to improve. He's 1 from 3 on the doubles. Missed a double, didn't he, in the third leg to break the throw. That's the only real look-in he's had. Gilding overpowered early on here by Damon Heta. Still to come, Rob Cross takes on Dirk van Duijvenbode, Peter Wright, Jermaine Wattimena, and Dave Chisnall takes on Mike De Decker. Lost a couple of seeded players yesterday. Could quite easily lose a couple this afternoon. We will see how it goes. It is a double header. Don't forget, we're back tonight, 7 o'clock, where Gary Anderson will take on Luke Woodhouse, Jonny Clayton against Martin Schindler, Luke Littler against Ryan Searle, and Stephen Bunting against Ryan Joyce. This is the third quarter, isn't it, of the draw? So the winner of this one will take on the winner of our next game. That's Rob Cross against Dirk van Duijvenbode. So it's a tough little section of the draw, but look, let's be fair. There's no easy sections in this draw. You got the best 16 against the informed 16 in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. There are plenty of players who didn't make it into the tournament who maybe were coming into a little bit of form, or who just lost out because of ranking slides. We've talked many times about Michael Smith. Krzysztof Ratajski, someone who has been to the semi-finals here before, is just starting to churn again. He's back in the winner's circle in 2025. He's had health troubles. I think Ratajski by the end of the year will be really starting to put something together. It's a shame he's not here, but sometimes not being here, it creates that hunger that you really need again. And I hope that is the case for Michael Smith as well. But the hunger that we've seen from Damon so far, it's been right on point, because he really wants to kick on at this stage of his career. If he's constantly talked about someone who doesn't make the later stages of these kinds of majors, it's going to annoy him, and he's going to try and find a way to do it. That's what he does. He uncovers every rock and he says what's under it. He goes on health retreats, he puts in really creative practice sessions, he stays fit. He is just one of those players that is showing the next generation how it's supposed to be done. There are no easy games. He's not taking Gilding lightly, and this result so far shows just how well he's prepped.
Yeah, it is 4-1 to the good, and it is a race to 10 for a place in round 2 here at the match play. Every dart live across the talkSPORT network. Don't forget the closing round of the Open Golf Championship is over on talkSPORT 2 throughout the day as well. If you want to join them in between sessions here, we'll forgive you. We'll let you go and listen to that when we're done here. We'll be back at 7 tonight. It is a huge day of sport covered in full across the talkSPORT network. What does Gilding have to do? Simply be better? Is it just as Route 1 as that?
Yeah, he's got to be better than Heta, but he's got to get a little bit of something going in the scoring stakes. He's about 7 to 8 points behind in the average. I think that's about right. He needs to try and get a few more darts to the double, and if he does, he's got to take advantage of it. If Heta's going to have a slow start to this second mini session here, Andrew's got to take advantage of it, because what we saw last night was that if people get a lead, they're not going to relinquish it. And if Heta gets to 7 or 8 legs in this mini session, which is just getting in the way now, I don't see him losing.
Well, Gilding opens up with a 140, trails 4-1 on his own throw, so he's only one break behind. Heta looking to weigh in with a max, and he does weigh in with a max. I've never seen him this animated before.
Maybe he's been fired up by what the British Lions did yesterday to Australia over in Brisbane, but the Lions don't lose in Brisbane, and he's showing a Lion-style attitude as the Aussie on the stage. He's on 3-2-1 after 3. He's not going to have a fourth perfect dart. Greeted by boos by all of the 2,500 strong here at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool.
Yeah, it is rammed. Not a ticket to be had anywhere here. Always worth coming if you get the opportunity. Gilding 2 treble 20s but can't fill it up.
You ever been up to the top level on the other side, Mark? I was up there on Friday. It is remarkable up there. The view that you get of the stage, it is something else. A bit like that approach from Heta. 134 to leave 91 again. Gilding does have a chance. 96 to go to 4-2 down.
And he's in the middle of the treble. Double 18 to hold throw. Clinical from Mr. Gilding. An 11 dart leg. Impressive stuff from Goldfinger.
That's exactly what he needed to do. Give himself a chance with better scoring, and when you get the chance, take it. It sounds simple, but Heta was on his back that entire leg, and he knew that if he didn't hit that 96 out, Damon was going to be pouncing to take that 5-1 lead. Gilding has turned up. There's the first thumbs up. His first 180 of the contest, and he really is cooking in session 2.
He is. Heta looking to hit back. He's looking for a third maximum. Have a bit of that, he says.
This is like the thumb against Leighton Hewitt, because the celebration from Damo doing the Aussie Leighton Hewitt thing, at first people didn't like it, but now it's synonymous with Damo.
Only 60 for Gilding, so Heta on throw on 2-2-1, Gilding on 2-6-1. Heta looking for at least a ton, maybe 97. No, 91. Good darts leaves 130. He'll be back for that.
Yeah, good smart move to the 17s there from Damon. 130, very, very gettable in the eyes of these top pros. Gilding on 2-6-1, bringing it down well. Incredible 140 that. Last 2 darts in the 60 and knitted together to leave 1-2-1. Damon on the 130 now. Central 60 to start. What does he want to do with dart number 2? He gets a small 20, and the ball is found. More quality from the heat. Turn it up at will, he says. 5-2 lead, and this one has got stacks of quality in session 2.
Well, Gilding has upped his average, 99 there or thereabouts. The heat on 105. This is boiling up nicely. It is only one break of throw in it.
Yeah, this is a really good performance from both players so far. If Andrew was playing most other players, he might be ahead, but Damon is playing the same sort of darts that we saw from James Wade last night. Average of over 105, and looking very, very up for this game. He does not want to go back to Australia next week. He wants to stay here for another week to vault his way up those world rankings. There's an opportunity to possibly get inside the top 4 or 5 in the world here in Blackpool. 3:05 for Damon after 6. Gilding on 3:19. Needed a maximum to leave a finish, and he's not going to get it.
Yeah, Gilding just dried up in this leg. Can Heta pounce and get another break? Single one won't help his cause. And over pitches on the treble 20, only 41. So disappointing visit from Heta as well.
And these guys are going to know, looking at the draw, because you can't avoid it with social media accounts aplenty. If you win this game, you might have a game against against Cross or Dirk in your section. Just get the feeling that Cross might be in trouble this afternoon. Stay tuned to the talkSPORT YouTube channel for that match next. Yeah. Damon on 264, Gilding on 122 is going to get a shot at it.
He is. This is a hold throw. Nice last start, and nice sums from Heta. Leaves the big fish. He's just hit the bull in the last leg. Gilding might need the bull here. Treble 18s he needs with a second dart. He gets it, so he too is going to get a go at the ball for the 1-2-2. Line not bad, length appalling.
Anticipation fills the Winter Gardens with the 170 for Damon, but he's hit a big 5. Disappoints everyone. Greeted by boos when he gets 20 with his first 2 darts, and then a single 19 to end. Gilding on 33 should be bringing himself back to within 2 here, but he's missed the single 1. He's hit it 20 to leave 13. Now he has to go to the left to hit the 5. He's got that one, but it's only 1 dart to double 4, and he does find it. Good recovery there from Andrew. Didn't find himself licking his wounds for too long. And now Damon approaches the Oki without hesitation with a 5-3 lead.
Yeah, another break coming after 10 legs. Can Gilding get the break he needs here? Ton for Heta, leads 5-3, race to 10.
Yeah, this is good from Andrew. First dart, plumbing the top of the treble 20. And there's that thumb again. That thumb might be growing over the course of this match. It can become an annoyance when you play Andrew. If you see that, you know he's playing well. He's given it to the sky twice, and he's on 3-2-1 after 3. Imagine if he hit a 9-darter here. I don't think Dan Dawson would survive it. 4 darts, 5. Should get a 6. The lie's perfect, and there's another one. Everybody embrace the fact that Andrew Gilding is on a 9-darter at the Winter Gardens.
He's getting excited. Why shouldn't he? Everyone's getting excited. Is it going to be the first of the match play? Listen to the noise. 7 perfect darts, treble 19. He's got it. Double 12 for a Goldfinger 9. He's missed it by a mile.
That would have been one of the biggest moments of Andrew's life. Great players have had 9 darters in this building. Imagine if you put yourself on that roll of honour. He didn't get close to that double 12. It was a good 1.5 centimetre high, but fair play, Andrew. Now you've got to hit the double 12 to stop Damon getting his shot at top to a 6-3 lead.
This for a breaker throw. Misses it again. Good marker it is. And Gilding gets the break. It's the second 11-dart leg from Gilding, who said he had to up his ante. He has done. He's averaging over a ton now. Oh, that would have been special, Nico. And the agonising thing is the treble 20 and treble 19 were both back in the middle.
They were very, very good darts, weren't they? And this is now a very good game. There's a bit of a reputation with Sunday afternoons here at the match play in the men's tournament, because they tend to put maybe not some of the glamorous ties into the Sunday afternoon. That is a total myth from yesteryear now. When you've got games like this and Cross against Dirk, every session is stacked with quality, and this is no different.
We just saw a replay there. Damon Heta, I think he was gutted. He knows he's going to lose the leg more than likely. You might as well see him get a 9.
Yeah, absolutely. These are good guys. They're killers on the dartboard, just like Damon right there with a max. His 4th. He's outgunning Gilding in that department, but he wants that lead at the break. He does not want to go in 5-5, because that gives question marks to the final session.
It does. But it's advantage Heta, 181. He's a ton in front. He's at the board now. It's against the Gilding throw. Going to be on a finish. And he hits the ball with his last start to leave, 91, which he's already hit in this match.
Yeah, he hit 91 to finish session 1. If he takes it again, it's going to be the same checkout to finish with a 6-4 lead going into comfort break number 2. He would take a little bit of repetition here. He's playing beautifully, but does he take it for a 6-4 lead?
Well, he didn't hit the treble 17 last time. That leaves him on treble 14. He can't find it, but he knows he'll be back. He nearly bust his score. He wired the treble 20 there.
Everybody heard that. The wire of dart 3, it was just above the 60. Now, is that going to be crucial? He's got 3 darts at 40 now. It could have been 3 darts at 91 again. Breathe a sigh of relief and get this hit, Damon. It's 40 left. And he's found it in the top left corner. It is a 6-4 lead for Heta. But inside, he'll be thinking, my word, that penultimate dart of that session was a bit too close for comfort.
And it was indeed. 103.75 the Heta average, Gilding up at just a fraction under 98. 6-4, he has reduced the arrears, and he was, well, half an inch away from a 9-dart perfect leg, Andrew Gilding. 8 perfect darts, but he couldn't get the perfect 9. Cross Van Duijvenbode to come, Wright, Wattimena and Chisnall to Decker, all in the afternoon session. It is a double dose of darting delight here at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. You're not got a ticket, you're in the best place, watching along on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Get involved on the comments if you want to get involved. Got any questions for the guys, we'll do our best to answer those. Seeds fell by the wayside yesterday. Defending champion out. 2023 champion out. Aspinall and Humphries have gone. Which of the seeds? You're probably going to say Rob Cross, but this afternoon, who do you fear most for?
Yeah, I do for Rob Cross. We're not really sure where his game's at. It's been very well publicised that he's had a lot going on off the hockey, but that was going on when he was actually winning at the start of the season as well. So I think when there are a lot of question marks over someone, if they can come through a game like this afternoon, the press has a responsibility really to find out what kind of headspace he is actually in. And Rob is a very honest guy. He'll tell you exactly what he's thinking, what's going on. So if he does get through Dirk this afternoon, he is a former champion, and I don't think we give him enough credit for winning that tournament. He's a 2-time European champion and a world champion. He's done an awful lot in his career, but we're talking about now. We're not talking about 2019 anymore, when he was winning against Michael Smith. It's 6 years later. We are interested in what Rob Cross does now, and that has a lot of question marks.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Dirk Van Duijvenbode or Rob Cross away the winner of this one. Heta was broken in leg 9, but then did break straight back to lead 6-4. So it is a 2-leg cushion. Heta with the throw as well at the start of the next session, and we now play to a finish. A reminder, if we do get to 9-9, you've got to win by 2 legs here in Blackpool. We would go in effect into a tiebreaker.
Yeah, it would. Just looking at Damon's performances in the match play in his career, he made his debut in 2021. Didn't take him a great deal of time to get into this tournament because it was 2020 when he went to Q School. He didn't win his card outright. He had to get it through the order of merit of points earned over the 4 or 5 days, and he did just about enough. But he was a PDC title winner before that, winning in Brisbane on the World Series. Since then, he has continued to win season in, season out. But here, this, and I feel like we're bringing this up a lot, currently Damon is playing better now than he ever has at the match play. We looked at the weather forecast on Thursday when we were all gearing our way to come here, and we saw there's going to be a lot of rain this week. The temperatures aren't going to be high. It might be a little bit humid. And Mason and I had the belief that if the temperature's slightly down and it's nice and wet outside, as long as the humidity doesn't permeate the Winter Gardens, there's an awful lot of scope for good performances. And we can't ignore something else as well, Mark. They have rejuvenated the practice area upstairs, giving it a proper changing rooms, all in one, air-conditioned, purposeful rejig. And I said to Peter Wright this morning, If it was like that when I was playing here, I would have won a lot more. It is fabulous up there. I applaud the Winter Gardens for what they've done. I applaud the PDC for maybe asking them to do it. It's making a big difference based on the numbers we're seeing.
Yeah, it is indeed. I'll tell you who's making a big difference here. Oh, producer Matt has just dug out a TV. Where's he? He's just found a TV. I don't know where he's got it from. He hasn't moved from his seat, and all of a sudden we've got the golf on. You can listen to it on talkSPORT 2, of course, but he's found it. What else he's going to find? Hopefully a big bag of sweets won't go amiss.
I've got 2 words for our producer Matt, who's been here since the inception of darts on the radio. Some boy.
All right. Producer Matt in here with us. Thanks for joining us on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Heta 6-4 in front. Opened up with 68 on his opening visit. Follows it up with a ton, but Gilding opened up with 140, so a chance here for Gilding to put a dent in the Heta throw.
Yeah, you mentioned that Gilding's a bit of an old school dart player. His wife is in the crowd. She's a dart player too. They both have played for Suffolk for many, many years. Very down-to-earth people and lovely people to boot. But this is where Andrew's got to show what he can do. He's up against it against Heta here, who's maxed again for a 5th time in this contest, averaging over 104 and 67% on the doubles. This is an elite performance from Australia's number 1. He's got 153 left. Gilding looking to put the thumb up again. There it is. Maximum number 9 of the contest. Gilding's now got 4, but Heta's got 153 for a 7-4 lead.
Heta leaves himself a finish 66, but Gilding for a break of throw here is looking at 1-2-1. Treble 17 the target. He's not got it, and it wasn't particularly close. So Heta will be breathing a sigh of relief here, but this is one of those tricky finishes. He might only get 1 at a double.
Yeah, he might. With Gilding on 24, he'd like to take this out. Small 10 hit. Big 16, very safe. Tops again. Damon Heta's way too high. That one was like Javier Sotomayor on the high jump, way over the bar. Double 12 for Gilding to get back to 6-5 down. Missed it for a 9 darter in session 2. And just like that leg, which he took in 11 darts, he takes the double 12 on dart 2 of that visit. It is now 6-5 in this first game of Sunday afternoon. And Gilding enjoyed that double 12 to stay in contention.
Yeah, he's hit it in his last 2 winning legs. Missed it for the perfect 9, but he's back in it and he's throwing here to level up the match at 6-6. Both good on the double. 60% Heta, 45% Gilding.
57.
I really like what Damon did in the previous leg on 153. He started on the treble 19, got a single. That leaves 134. And then he was looking for 2 treble 17s to leave 32. Really good thinking from the man from down under, but that is great execution from Gilding, who's got another maximum to add to his collection. We've already got 10 in this game, and it might just be the halfway point.
Yeah, could be.
58.
Max for Goldfinger. 2-2-1 he's on. 3-8-6 Heta. And it looks like for the first time since leg 2 we're going to have a level game.
Should be. Gilding with a ton. Leaves 1-2-1 just like he did in the previous leg. Damon's way back on 3-8-6. Doesn't matter what he does, even with that additional maximum, he's not on a finish. 206 cannot be taken, of course, in 3 darts. This can. Gilding on 1-2-1, small 20 to start. He's going to stay up top. And that is a beautiful second dart to hit the treble 20. He's just floated it over the top. And then he had the luxury of the big 1 to leave his favourite double top for when he comes back for a 6-6 draw.
Heta from 206. Good visit. 1-3-4, but Gilding here for a level match. He's looking at tops. Takes his position. Left-hand side of the hockey. Clips the top wire. And again, a wall of darts here. Can he slide it in off the barrel? No, he hits it clean. Great third dart. We're all level at 6 apiece.
Things are getting very, very interesting. Damon sprinting towards the end of session 1, sprinting towards the end of session 2. He's been reeled in. What has Damon Heta got to do to keep Gilding at bay? That is the question. He's proving to be like sand in your socks, as Andrew Gilding. You can't get rid of him. Max start from Heta. 140 from Gilding. He's being a pest here in Blackpool to the Aussie number 1. Now, Damon, what have you got up your sleeve? More in the way of lipstick, but not enough to set up a 9-dart attempt for himself.
No, but he's averaging a fraction under 105, but he cannot get rid of Gilding at the minute.
Well, one thing's for sure, Mark, he doesn't want to hit a maximum again there and hit a 9-darter, because the last time he did, when he was on with us, he lost the match at the World Championship. So
I was listening to it on the radio. Look, Woodhouse.
Yeah, do yourself a favour. Just leave yourself handily placed after 9, which is exactly what he's done. This leg for Damon, 180, 140, 140. He's got 41 for a 7-6 lead. Gilding on 221 will bring himself down.
Right, we've had a couple of 11-dart legs. Heta about to add to the tally. Double 16 he needs. Wide of the target, just moves along to his right, opens up the bed and hits the double 16, holds his throw, 7-6.
He's working hard, isn't he, Mark? He's trying to squeeze the lemon for all it's got, and this is a particularly tough lemon. 7-6. At this point in time, this looks like a game that will go extra legs, unless someone finds that other gear that maybe hasn't been found for a 2 or 3 leg spell just yet. Is Damon on it now? The evidence suggests in the scoring stakes that he is.
Yeah, 140 Heta. It feels already, doesn't it, we're in a tie-break situation, because a breaker throw now is going to be pivotal either way.
Absolutely. Scoring in this game has been so delicious. It's not quite 3 Michelin star, but it's pretty close. 140s everywhere with the odd maximum in the middle. These guys are going toe-to-toe. I'm just wondering who's going to have the knockout punch.
The odd maximum. We've had 12. We've only been playing 12 and a bit legs. 13 legs, sorry.
Yeah, nice sign out in the crowd there. Who needs Oasis when you've got darts? I couldn't agree more. And everybody agrees.
Yeah, we had a bit last night, didn't we, with Joe Cullen, his walk-on.
67.
Well, this is a chance for Damon. 261. He's a dart behind. Gilding is on 197. Down to the 17s, really smart from Damon. Now, after 51 hit with the second dart, goes up to the 60. Wonderful creative shot to leave 130. 131 there. That was not good. That was very good. It could set up a break opportunity to widen the gap, but Gilding is again being pesty with that 177 to leave double 10.
That is outstanding darts, but 130 Heta's already hit this. Just underneath the wire, again he moves to his left. Can he just land one above it? He can. He needs the bull for a second. 130 out of the match, and more importantly, a breaker throw. And Heta says, look at that, look at me. 130 hit again, and he breaks to lead 8-6. What a moment from the Aussie.
If you want evidence as to how good Damon Heta is at this game, we are getting it this afternoon. He is one of the best finishers in the world. He's showing that he's got prowess in the maximum department right now. We might be playing this in England, but right now, everybody of English heritage, Scottish heritage, you name it, in this place is marvelling at the fact that this game is exceptional, and Damon Heta is winning it 8 legs to 6.
Gilding's averaging 102. He's just fired in another maximum. Thumbs up from him. He needs to go big and go big now, and he's in this match. What a high quality contest to kick off a bumper 8-game card. 2 sessions here at the Winter Gardens. If it's like this, we are in for one heck of a day.
In the first 3.5 legs of this contest, this wasn't going to happen, and it shows that session 2 and up to this point, it has been out of this world. Damon's best average on this stage is 100.93. That was last year in a game that he lost to Ryan Searle. He's never averaged 100 in a win in this place. As for Gilding, he's putting in the best display he's ever had here, and he's probably going to lose the game.
Incredible. And he's not done here, and he's in a position. That is a great visit. 134 gets him down to 104. Heta can't finish here, so Gilding's going to get a look to break straight back.
Yeah, that was a great visit to set up a chance to stay within one. Based on the quality we've seen over the last 10-15 minutes, I would not be surprised if he takes this out. And he probably has to with Damon now on 74. Big 20, has a guide for the treble, finds it. Hush in the Winter Gardens for double 12. Wonderful from Gilding. This game is just superb. And that break of throw takes us to 8-7. Gilding's got the throw now, and it might be tied again at 8-all in about 2 minutes.
This is heavyweight sport, and that's a heavyweight throw from Gilding. A 7th maximum. 14 in 15 legs we've had, and Gilding, if he holds so here, will level it up and in effect take us to the tiebreaker.
Damon is having one of the best performances of his career on a big stage, and he's in trouble. Even though he's ahead, Gilding is playing out of his skin. Down for the 19s, gets a treble. That's a beautiful backup shot to his maximum start in leg number 16. 2-2-4 for him. Heta on 3-6-1. Needs to find a treble with his last start. Doesn't. Only 60 to leave 3-0-1. 8-8 looks very possible from this position.
2-2-4 Gilding. 80 scored with 2. Would like another treble. Can't find it. But Heta's on 3-0-1. He's got a minimum 2 treble visit here to get him to a finish. And he's not going to get it. So Gilding has got time here to level up this match as he looks for successive ton-plus outs.
This game has got extra legs written all over it, all of a sudden. The only way you can win from this position, he's not going to go for the ball on a 1-2-4, is he? He went for it. He's feeling a bit frisky. I'm not sure about that play. He should have gone for a big 10 to lead tops. However, from this position, if you want to win without extra legs, you've got to win 10-8. At this point in time, that looks very unlikely.
Well, his gamble has paid off because Heta comes up trebleless and he can't get to a finish. So 25 in bits then. Going for double 12. It's been a good hunting ground for him. Although that was equivalent of his double 12 for the 9, but he hits it with a second dart and it's 8-all. Damon Heta's averaging 104.34 and he cannot get rid of Gilding, who's averaging a fraction under 103.
Just looking out at the audience right now, there are very few people off their chair. They are captivated by this. I know that Stranger Things is coming for its conclusion at the end of 2025. This is better than that. You've got no idea what's going to happen next.
You've got to win by 2. So a break a throw will be needed unless we go to a sudden leg, deciding leg.
Damon really wants to win this game. He doesn't want to have another great performance and lose. He wants to come through games like this. But this proves just how difficult some of these qualifiers are to beat. Andrew qualified 10th of the 16 qualifiers outside the top 16 in the world. Damon is number 7 in the world rankings. And he's in a bit of bother. Even though he does have a bit of a lead here, he's on 225, Gilding 298. He would love an 8th maximum.
He would. Well, he's going down for treble 19. He's hit it. It's not a bad, it's a 2 treble visit, but he's left himself a bogey.
Yeah, he was getting greedy on the 19s. He's just seen that he's left 162. That was a mistake. And Damon's got 6 darts from 225 now. That 140 was massive. If he takes the 85 out, the reason he wins this leg is because he's good and Gilding made a calculating error.
He did. 80 of the 162, drifts into the 15 again. So Gilding is on a finish, 67, but Heta for 9-8, 85. Went for treble 19. Now he needs a bit in the middle, and this time he misses it. That's something of a surprise. He's hit it twice already.
Yeah, Gilding is on 67 to take a 9-8 lead. Who thought this was possible, the way that Damon's been playing? There's a 17, he needs 10, he gets it. Very safe. Tops is open for business. It was a little bit tight in the old tricep department because that one was a bit low, and Damon sees the door ajar to take a 9-8 lead himself. That single 9 is right in the middle. Double 8 is missed to the right. Anticipation on double 4. Is it the last dart of the leg? It is not. He misses it just high, and Gilding's got double 10 to take the lead.
This for a breaker throw. And double 10 is hit, and Andrew Gilding was 8-6 down, and he now leads 9-8. And Damon Heta has got to break here, or his match play run is over.
Extraordinary stuff. If this is the way the darts is going to be all day, we're all going to deserve a lie down around midnight. That's how good today is going to be on the talkSPORT network, with the Open, with all sorts of other stuff going on after last night's boxing and the darts, which has been absolutely unbelievable so far. And Damon is vocalising his anticipation of maybe taking this one to extra legs.
Only 60 for Gilding, followed up 140 Heta on the Gilding throw. Gilding throwing for the match. Wow, he's just hit a single 5. It was nearer tops than the treble. Outrageous. That is an awful visit, really awful.
Yeah, that was a dart where you got a blade of grass between your fingers and the barrel. That one was in outer space. And that's good for Heta.
It is. Mr. Takers, you can hear him now, Heta. Look, his standard hasn't dropped. He's 103.47. He's missed 8 darts at a double. He missed 3 of them in that last leg. He was being near perfect, and yet he finds himself a breaker throw down. This is an insane game of dart. Real, true quality match.
This is a real treat. But someone's going to leave this game heartbroken. 2-2-7 Heta, small 20 to start, good adjustment. Lifts it slightly, gets a ton till he 1-2-7. Famous shot in this building. And how many darts is he going to have? Maybe only 3. Gilding on 296 is looking for another maximum. Is it his 8th? It is! He leaves 1-1-6 for the match. If Heta doesn't take this 1-2-7, he's already got 2 130s on the bull. Big 20, needs 57 more. Doesn't get it, so Gilding's getting a ton plus checkout chance to take out the number 7 seed.
Well, they say in sport timing is everything. That maximum creates an opportunity in a leg he looked out of. Got to hit a treble 20 to leave double 18, and he doesn't find it. Heta breathes a massive sigh of relief. He psychs himself up. This to take us to a tiebreaker, 68 points away. Gilding waits on double 8. It's going to be 1 dart at double 16. Is that a marker for him to stay alive? Heta! That is quality! We are going into a tiebreaker here. 9-9, what a match!
This is just the first game of the day! That is an unbelievable finish. Kirk Bevins gives us the situation. It is 9-9. They have to win by 2 clear legs. If it goes to 12-12, it will be a 1-leg shootout. And crucially, if it does go to 12-12, Damon will have the darts. He won the bullseye upstairs. It's 9-9. Extra legs for the first time in this year's match play.
What a game. Keep saying it, but you've got to admire first the break from Gilding, but then the quality of that dart, the single 16 followed by the double. But here comes Gilding again, looking to max at the start of the 19th leg.
How many people have you spoken to in the last week, Mark, who said that this was going to be the best game of the first couple of days? Nobody said it. Nobody. No experts, no analysts, no YouTubers, no nothing. We thought this was going to be good. Nobody thought it was going to be this good.
We were talking about merchandise earlier on. I've just seen a Goldfinger scarf in Blackpool. It'll be getting waved now because the thumbs up for the max.
309 for Heta. His darts in this leg, and Gilding has crushed him.
48.
Looks like we could be in for another break. Gilding 196, Heta 261, but it's Gilding at the hockey now. Would like a treble, and he gets one.
Got a nice bounce there off his previous 2 darts. That was a good nestler, as we call it in this sport. Damon on 261 needs to get into a finish here. If he doesn't win this leg, he's going to have to break in the next leg to stay in the contest. It's only 43, leaves him north of 200 points on 218. Gilding on 96, which he took earlier in 2 darts.
Yeah, not going to do it in 2 this time. There's no panic. Might do it in 3. 80 scored. 8 for a breaker throw for Gilding. He'll be back.
Damon's got to pressurise here. Just got to ask the question. There's one person on the stage right now. Andrew looks cool as a cucumber. Damon looks spirited, but he's under pressure. 60 and another, needs another. 140's good, but is it good enough to pressure Gilding, who has 3 darts at 16 here, to take a 10-9 lead?
It isn't enough. 10-9. Gilding, for the second time in the match, is throwing for the match. Heta's averaging 101.39 and is a leg away from going home. Gilding, in fact, what about this for a stat? There's only been 1 leg each player where they've missed and not won the leg. Gilding missed in leg 3, 1 dart, he lost the leg. Heta missed 3 darts in leg 17 and lost the leg. Other than that, they've cleaned up.
I don't want this game to end, but it has to. And it might be this leg that sees Gilding through. If Heta wins it, we stay in the tiebreaker. 4-1-6 Heta after 3 darts. Gilding trebleless after his first 3. Make that 6. 6 20s to leave 3-8-1. This is an opening for Damon. He's got to walk through the door. He'll be feeling a little bit jittery at this point. Got to use that Aussie spirit. And there it is right there with a 140 to get a very good lead.
It's deja vu, like leg 18. But in that leg, Gilding looked down and out and he came back. But he's bending the top wire. He just can't get one in the treble.
That was a good switch, wasn't it? He had 8 consecutive single 20s until he got the 57 there. Gilding to lead 2-8-4. Heta's on it now, looking for his 8th maximum. He'll settle for the 140. That leaves 136. His lead is almost 150 points. Based on what we've seen in this game, Gilding gets onto a finish here. Is he going to get another maximum? Here he comes again. Has to go for cover one more time, and 99 is not good enough to leave a finish, so Heta has got the luxury of 6 darts from 136 to make it 10-all.
Want to do it in 3, he can't, because he can't find a treble first up. Now he needs a treble. Doesn't find it. 76 left, not a guaranteed shot. Gilding 185. It's silent. It is silent here at the Winter Gardens. There's not a ticket to be had, and everyone is just watching, mesmerised by probably the game of the tournament.
Yeah, don't give him a shot, Damon. Gilding's left 80. Damon's got 76. That's a small 20. Big 16 is safe. Tops to save the match. It goes in. It's wonderful, and it's 10-10. I would give this game 10 out of 10, and it's not even finished. England versus Australia at the Winter Gardens. What's not to like?
Gilding just turned away. He wasn't going to get a look at the 80 for the match. And fair play to Damon Heta. He's been broken in his last 2 legs on throw, and he has instantly broken back. And he has had 1 dart to level up the match, and twice he's hit it.
This is really clever from Damon. That was a huge adrenaline spike, taking out 76 to get his 10th leg of the contest to make it 10 legs all. He understood how his body and mind were feeling at the end of that leg. He took a time out. He looked to the carpet, he looked to his shoes, he took a deep breath, and he just said, take it easy, now we go again.
But he only hit 60 and Gilding's hit 140. We've had 4 successive breaks of throw ever since it went 8-8. Heta hasn't hit a max since leg 13, but he hits a 1-3-1 there. That gets him pumped again.
People have said in the past that Damon Heta's not a big stage player. Absolute nonsense. Look at what he's doing here. The reason this game is so good is because Heta's playing well and Gilding is playing well as well. We know he can play big stage darts. This is just more proof of it.
But the question, Paul, will remain, if Heta doesn't win this match, it's another big tournament that goes by. So playing well is okay, but he's got to win.
Correct. You've got to be able to win games like this. You've got to go through games like this to feel what it's like to come through. He's had the heartache in the past of losing games of this kind of magnitude. Now it's time to prevail. He's got the darts still. After 9 darts thrown in this 21st leg of the contest, 250 for Heta, 241 Gilding. They are neck and neck.
You get the feeling the first player to hold throw is going to win this match. And Heta is on 191. Gilding at the hockey 241, so a ton or better, and he's on a finish.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but the 180s have dried up. We've only got 16, but we haven't had one in a little smidgen of time now. Just a sign of the pressure that these two players are under. 191 Heta with the darts starting downstairs.
This is probably the worst leg of the match, but given everything that's on the line, you can understand it. No treble again for Heta. He's on 133. Gilding on 181.
Well, that was bad board management from Damon, unfortunately. He's left 133. You don't want to leave that number, especially when Gilding's doing this. 2 treble 20s on 181. He gets a 25 as well. He's on double 18. Damon on 133 should really start on treble 19 here to open up the possibility of double-double. Gets it. Is he going to go 2 double 19s? He went for it. He was just a little bit low. That was a really smart try from Aussie number 1 in the world. He's done all he can. He's left double 8, but Gilding is in position to break again on 36.
For a 5th successive break. Double 18, right in the middle. And for the 3rd time, Gilding will have the throw for the match. He leads 11 legs to 10. Both players still averaging over a ton here.
Extraordinary leg. And how well was it ended by Gilding with a nerveless double 18 hit. He is 11 from 24 in this match on the doubles, 46%. Damon 10 from 18, averaging nearly 100, and he might lose. 3 small 20s to start the leg, and he is in a bit of bother now.
You said the first player to hold throw would probably win the match, and Gilding's in the red bit here. This an outstanding game, and it is such a disappointment. One of them is going to go home, but one of them maybe in a couple of minutes' time might be packing their bags and heading back home from the Winter Gardens. And Heta again, he cannot find a treble, but he gets one on the last dart. He needed that.
He can't find his first dart at the minute. He's scrapping for tons to stay in this game. They're exchanging tons in this leg. This might be better from Gilding though. 301, it is going to be better than a ton. It's the ultimate shot. It's double-digit maximums for Gilding to leave him 1-2-1 to win this game. Heta can do nothing from 3-4-1. And if this was a boxing match, Damon's corner would be looking for the white towel pretty soon.
We may not get a chance to throw it because Gilding might be about to knock him out here and now. 1-2-1, he's hit treble 20, 61 points remaining. Goes for the outer pull, doesn't find it, so now it's the setup to lead tops for the match.
I know Andrew's had big averages on big stages in the past, but based on the circumstances and what he's withstood in this game, because Heta has been brilliant, this is right up there for me as one of the best performances of Andrew's career. There's only one thing left to do. He's going to have to hit tops now. Heta might be parting the tournament with a maximum. That leaves 103, or is there another twist?
3 darts for the match to win an epic clash at the Winter Gardens. He needs only one. Damon Heta averages a ton. He's 56% on his doubles, and he's close to tears because for the 4th time at the Winter Gardens he goes out in round 1. It's all smiles for Andrew Gilding and a thumbs up. Devastation for the Australian, but for Andrew Gilding 101.82, 48% on the doubles. It was a near perfect performance. Heta is crushed on the stage. Goldfinger is through. He'll take on Rob Cross on Duijvenbode. What a game, but what impact will that have on Damon Heta? He is broken.
Yeah, he looks devastated, and I don't blame him. The 2nd year in a row he has averaged 100 on this stage and lost. Where has that performance come from Gilding? He is promising as a dart player, even though he's in his senior years, but I don't think anybody could forecast that game right there. It was amazing to speak about over the last 45 minutes or so. Damon's got every right to feel crushed. He threw everything, emotionally, mentally, physically, calculating at Gilding. And the bad guy in this game, you could say the Bond villain, Goldfinger, he had all the answers. The doubling was very, very good. Percentage-wise, it wasn't as good as Heta, but the timing was just immaculate.
Sums it up, Heta finished his last throw as a max, but it wasn't enough. Gilding is through. He's won an epic contest here, and he is through to round 2. He'll take on the winner of Rob Cross, Dirk van Duijvenbode. Still to come, Peter Wright takes on Jermaine Wattimena, and Dave Chisnall takes on Mike de Decker. Well, the Winter Gardens just takes a breath. Everyone emotionally invested in that match, but it's Damon Heta who is out. And it's a magnificent win for Gilding. Gilding, the gold finger, has knocked out the Heat Damon Heta by 12 legs to 10.